G'day, Steel Nation. Welcome back to the AFC North check-in, sponsored by this channel, me, Steelers Nation Australia. Not really sponsored by it, but it's a little segment I'm doing because I'm working with these fellas from the Steelers, AFC North Roundtable. So that is every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the AFC North Roundtable, and that's on YouTube. I will link the description below. I'm wearing my AFC North hat. Not really like a hat dude, but it even looks like I'm trying to, I don't know, am I going to a game? Am I trying to sell something to do with, like the drugs and whatnot? I don't know. Can I say that on YouTube? Don't know. We'll find out. I'm just chilling. Don't know if the hat really suits me or not, but we're going to do it for this segment, and that is AFC North Roundtable. So check us out there, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, live with myself, Mark, Zim from Cincinnati, Bobby Baltimore, Chef Say, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So it's my 8 a.m. So I'm waking up, and I did get some good feedback. Like, Mark, I need to spark up a bit more, be more, maybe more involved in the conversation, which I will. I will definitely slowly work into talking with the guests, and I want to make it a long-term thing. So I didn't want to tread in someone's boot straight away. I think it's going to be a really fun project working with these fellas from the AFC North Roundtable, and four guys who love football, four YouTube hosts have their own different channels and their own walks of life. Obviously, I'm the only one from Australia, which is kind of different. But yeah, I'm keen to build that relationship with these guys, talk football, have a bit of banter, and see how far the channel goes. And the live chat went crazy. I saw the support in there from HDU and Steel Nation Australia was chipping in. So I will be more active, let's say that, in the weeks to come. But I wanted to start out slower first. And also, it's really early in the morning for me. So maybe I need to get up early at 7. It's not an excuse. But get up early at 7, wake up, get ready for it, have a bit of fun, go back and forth with the conversation. So, but I do enjoy it. I also too, I want to learn more about the other teams. I can't stand them. I hate them. I don't like the Bengals. You guys know I never want to see the Bengals win a championship ever. Can't stand the Browns. Can't stand the Ravens. But I want to learn more about what these hosts, these guys here, what they think about their teams and who's their strongest player, the weakest player, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a cool mix with 4 teams. That is AFC North, and each and every year, the number one goal, of course, is to win the Super Bowl. But there are different ways around you go about getting that. It's wild card. I still think like the best way to do it really is winning the AFC North, have home field advantage for our Steelers, and then maybe it's hopefully a bigger chance to win a playoff game. Yes, I know Mike Tomlin hasn't won one in 7 years. I know that. But maybe it's a bigger chance. We win the AFC North. We win 12 games. And then that's what this video is about today. Can the Steelers win the AFC North in 2024? I believe they can. It's just, will they will they come together? Will Russell Wilson lead them all the way? Will the running game get 1,000 yards for Najee, 1,000 yards for Warren? Will the blocking get better? And will the blocking guys, Troy Fautanu is injured right now, so will he'll apparently starting right tackle. What's going to happen to left tackle? Does Dan Moore move to left tackle for the moment? Then Broderick Jones play right tackle while he's healing his injury. Does Zach Frazier move back to the center? The exchange with Nate Herbig and Justin Fields wasn't the best, right? There's a long way to play out. We've been talking football all off season. I try and talk about it every single day as best I can. There's a lot of moving parts. I'm kind of sick of this Ayuk stuff. Not into it anymore. Don't want to talk about it. If it happens, sweet. If it doesn't, okay. But the Steelers to win the North, it's going to be really, really tough. We have the hardest, I think, in the NFL this year. We have the hardest schedule. Out of all 32 teams, the hardest schedule. And also, and we're going to go through it in a minute, with the backloaded schedule too, versus 6 AFC North teams in 8 games, plus Philadelphia and the Chiefs that I'm going to, Steelers versus Chiefs on Christmas Day. We have Steelers versus Ravens on the 21st, and 4 days later, you're playing the Chiefs in your home, your city, our city, Pittsburgh, right, in Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium. So that's going to be kind of crazy. I guess we're the underdog in that sense. In terms of like betting it over there, I think the Steelers are 4th. So we have the highest odds to win the AFC North. I think the Ravens are 1st, Bengals and Browns, because obviously Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. And obviously, I'm not a huge fan of those guys, but I got to respect their game. Lamar Jackson is probably the best quarterback. It's hard for me to say. Probably the best quarterback in the division. Then Joe Burrow. Then I'd say Wilson. And we actually talked about that as well. So I'll try and link that episode in this video too. Talked about it last week on the AFC North roundtable. Then you've got Watson. Not a huge fan of Watson. I think his money's too massive. Doesn't match him. The Browns, maybe they're, I don't know. I just can't say it. The Browns haven't won the division ever, right? You go back to the last 10 years. The Browns have never won the AFC North. This is from 2023. Ravens had it since the Bengals had it back-to-back. That's one of the years when they took over the Steelers. Joe Burrow was carving us up. In 2020 was the weird COVID year. That was the 11-win season. Losing, never heard of a Claypool. That's when the Steelers won. Baltimore Ravens won in 2019, 2018. Also, too, I don't think in the AFC North since 2001, and correct me if I'm wrong, that any team has won the division 3 times in a row. I don't think it's happened, which is kind of crazy too, because the Browns have never won the AFC North. Now, 2018 was Ravens, 2017 was us, 2016 was us again. I was there. 2016 Steelers versus Ravens, Christmas Day. A big reason too why I'm going back towards Pittsburgh on Steelers versus Christmas holds a real special place in my heart. The fact that I was there for the second Christmas Day game. We played the Texans, I believe before that. They've played 3 in total. Anyways, I was there for a Christmas Day game, Steelers versus Ravens. We won it, surrounded by 65,000 people. That's why I'm going back. The minute I saw that it was a chance it was going to be Steelers versus Chiefs on Christmas Day, I was like, I have to be there. I need to be there, and maybe that might become a tradition. If we ever play on Christmas Day, I will be there. So I saw the Steelers win that game versus the Ravens and Antonio Brown holding the ball over the end zone to win. Bengals 2015, 2014. Now, like I said, I want to show you something else because it is kind of crazy that the Browns have never won one. And I'm going to move me for a minute down to here. When you go to this page, it says nationalchampions.net helmet. So it's just like a projection. But you scroll around, and the last time the Browns won one was 1989. You can slowly see that there. 1989. And the fact that the Houston Oilers, when they were part of AFC Central, has won a division, and the Browns have done absolutely nothing. And the Titans are in 2000, right? That was when they were part of AFC Central. Scroll down. The Browns are they're not named at all. That is crazy to me. I'm 34, 35 years of age coming up. In my lifetime, the Cleveland Browns have not won the AFC North. Well, the last time they won it was when it was the AFC Central back in 1989. That was before smartphones. That was before YouTube. That was before Twitter, X, Game Boys. I think Sega was coming out. That is absolutely insane. So each and every year, we always talk about the Ravens have a chance and the rival with us. But right now, it's Steelers versus Ravens. I think we have the upper hand, 7-1. We figured out Lamar Jackson doesn't want to play us, and when he does, we beat him. The Bengals maybe can go 1-1. The Browns, we went 5-1 last year versus the Browns. So that's going to be interesting this year. I think if I'm going to be realistic in the 6 games, I think the Steelers can go 4-2, and I think they can beat the Ravens twice. I know that sounds nuts, but I think they have their number. As long as TJ Watt's healthy and our pass, you talk about win rates, pass, rush, win rate, and sack rate, I think they can get to Lamar Jackson, make him do fumbles, interceptions, and we win those games 23-20. Now let's go to the schedule. All right, we'll go to our schedule first, and I'm going to look over some of the other schedules for the Browns, Ravens, and Bengals, right? Okay, so here's a big part. Here's a massive, massive part. A big reason why we'll win the AFC North is based on probably the first half of the schedule. If the Steelers go, let's say, 6-2, we beat the Falcons, we beat the Broncos, maybe we lose the Chargers 2-1, we beat the Colts 3-1, maybe we lose the Cowboys at 3-2, and we win the remainder of the other games, and we go 5-2 or 6-2. So we beat the Raiders, Jets, and Giants, right? Try and win or only lose about 2 games in the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So try and win the first 6 games, go 6-2. Then you have a bye. on that side. Then on the opposite side, so once we're 6-2, maybe you beat the Commanders 7-2, maybe you upset the Ravens 9-2. Let's say just for joking sake, we lose the Browns, that's 9-3. Maybe we lose the Bengals 9-4, beat the Browns 10-4. We beat the Eagles for the first time in a very, very, very long time at Philly since like 1960. So it'd be 11 and something. Maybe we go all the way down. Maybe the very first part of the schedule sets up the Pittsburgh Steelers to run the last 4 games and win the North. I would honestly, I would love to see the Steelers win the AFC North like they did back in 2016 versus the KC Chiefs. That to me would be fantastic. If that sets up where we're sitting from after we beat Baltimore and say at that time, we've got 2 games to go, we would be 13 or maybe 12 or maybe 11, something like that. And we get one more win and no other teams can catch us in the last week. That'd be freaking awesome. To see that happen twice in my lifetime, to not only be there for my second game to beat the Ravens and win the division, and the crowd goes crazy, and I yell out AFC North champs, here we go.
AFC North champs.
I did that, by the way. And then if we did it again, if we upset my homies 17 weeks into the season, that'd be fantastic to see. So that's setting up to be a crazy, and that's why too we are the most odds, because it's a crazy wild time. The fact that it's Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Bengals, Browns. I think we're the only team in the AFC North that is versing 4 AFC North teams in a row. But I've been saying this since the schedule came out earlier this year. They have to play us too, right? I hear about this stuff. Oh, we're going to play the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Bengals again, whoever. They have to play us too. Don't forget that. The Ravens have to play TJ Watt. The Ravens have to play Minkah. By the way, I heard Minkah was apparently being traded to the 49ers. Not going to happen. You're not losing Minkah. They got to play Cameron Hayward. They got to play Najee in cold weather. They got to play Warren in cold weather. They got to play George Pickens. They got to play Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson. Hopefully, he's still there at that time. I always hear the argument where, okay, well, the Steelers have it tough with Baltimore, Cleveland Browns, Bengals, and Browns. Oh, it's a really tough schedule. Yes, 100% fact. It is really tough. At the same time, though, do not forget that when you're playing sport, because I play pickleball, mini tennis, whatever you call it, right? Pickleball, okay? Do not forget about your ability as well. You might think, oh, they're a really good player. They can do X, Y, Z, but never forget that the power or the skills that you have to also defeat them. And that's I'm being very honest. Don't forget that. And I think fans do forget that sometimes, that we're versing Baltimore, Browns, Bengals, Browns. So they have to play us too. Think about that. When they come to Baltimore Ravens versus us in Heinz Field, they got to go to Heinz Field. When Steelers rock up to the Browns Stadium, then they got to host us, and we're gonna make some noise. Same with Cincy, then Browns a few weeks later. So if we smash the Browns and we beat them 30-10, then 2 weeks later, guess what? They've got to play us. That's why I give our guys a fighting chance each and every year. And also in the AFC North, Mike Tomlin has a really, really good record. I can't remember off the top of my head. Really good record against AFC North opponents. So not too worried with the whole schedule thing. Yes, it looks tough. It's tough. Football's to be played though. It's all good. Then we move on to the Philadelphia Eagles, Baltimore Ravens. By the way, Baltimore Ravens, I will be doing some sort of meetup in Pittsburgh, and I'll be trying to get my mates from Steelers Dynasty podcast as well. So if you live in Pittsburgh, then keep your eyes out and ears out for some more information as they start to build on throughout the weeks. I'm going to organize like a big watch party in a pub somewhere. We're going to get it done. It's going to be a lot of fun. Watch party for the Baltimore Ravens 21st on the week 16. Then it's Christmas Day game versus the Chiefs. Would be excellent to see the Steelers win the AFC North on that day again. So I get a repeat. All right. Then lastly, we verse the Cincinnati Bengals, which is led by that guy, Joe Burrow. Do we really think Joe Burrow, is he going to win the AFC North? Not too sure. Now, just quickly, guys, I'm going to look into some other schedules for the teams that we verse inside of our division. Baltimore's got a really crazy start, right? And I hope they lose 2 in a row, because it'd be fantastic, right? Now, they can beat the Raiders, but they're the opening game versus the Chiefs. So crazy enough, we have to cheer the Chiefs on to win that game 1-0. Then they versus the Raiders. Not saying they're a walkover, but they won't be the easiest team, right? That could be a game where the Raiders might sting one, might get one. Then they got to go Dallas Cowboys, then Buffalo, then at Cincy, then versus Commanders, then at Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Broncos, Cincy, us, then they versus Chargers, Philadelphia Eagles, and a bye, right? I find that until we start playing, we won't know who these teams are until maybe about 4 games in. But the fact that the Ravens start with the KC Chiefs, that's pretty cool. I want to see the Chiefs win that one. I want to see Taylor Swift. I want to see Travis Kelce, everyone. And then hopefully an upset with the Raiders can make them go 0-2. That'd be a great start. Now, I also looked into, I've got here, where is it? Is it coming up? No. Technology is sweet, isn't it? Okay. Here it is. So this is the Bengals schedule. They start off with New England Patriots. They're probably going to win that. So that's 1-0. Then they have the KC Chiefs. Hopefully KC can go 2-0 and the Bengals go 1-1. So they have a bit easier schedule on paper. From looking at the teams now, it's New England, it's Carolina, they versus Baltimore, they versus the Giants, we versus the Giants too. They versus the Browns, Philadelphia Eagles, Raiders, Baltimore again, LA, and then it gets a bit harder near the end of this stretch. And depending on what's going to happen with Joe Burrow's health, because we all know they can't stay healthy in this league. He versus the Steelers on December 1, and then go to the Cowboys, Tennessee Titans. Could Mason Rudolph be playing by then? Maybe. Cleveland Browns, Denver Broncos, then they verse the Steelers January 5th. They could be fighting as well for the division at that point. So they've probably got the easiest schedule. And then the Browns, they're versing the Dallas Cowboys. That's a tough match, man. Honest to goodness. I know the Dallas Cowboys can't do nothing in the playoffs, but they're always pretty hyped up for their first game and whatnot. So Dallas Cowboys go to Cleveland, and then the Cleveland Browns versus Jaguars. They got a better team this year as well. Then they versus Giants, Raiders, Commanders, Philly, Cincy, Ravens, Chargers. Then they're going to bye. Then their last few games hard too. They go to the Saints Stadium. They versus us Steelers. They go to Mile High. They versus Pittsburgh again. They versus KC Chiefs. Then Cincy. Then Dolphins and Baltimore. Honest to goodness, the Browns, if they're a shot to win AFC North, they could lose it right near the end. The Chiefs could beat them. The Bengals could beat them. The Dolphins could beat them. The Ravens could beat them 4 games in a row or even 5 games in a row, and they lose their shot. So they might be around 5 and something or 6 and something. Next minute, they're out of the playoffs. They're gone. So that's a pretty tough schedule. I'd say the Steelers have the toughest schedule. Then I'd say the Browns, Ravens, and Bengals. But it doesn't matter what they do. It only matters what we do. If we can carve out a good win record here, 6-2, then we move into the last few games. Maybe in this stretch of games, you try and win 7, something like that. I think to win the AFC North, it's going to be about 12 wins. 12 wins, 5 losses, depending if we see Russell Wilson the whole year. Hopefully we do. I'm okay if Field steps up, and we'll see. I don't know if Russell Wilson can play all the games, but I want to see him be the quarterback throughout the duration and lead us back to a chance in the playoffs and some home field victories. If we can be 12 and win the AFC North, have a home field, then hopefully our defense is healthy and can get going and put some pressure on their quarterback and get a W. We have to get a W. That's like one of the key points this year. After all these moves, the Steelers, I think, to re-excite the fan base and build some trust back again, they need to get a W in the playoffs. It's really been tough to just keep getting there, then losing to guys like this guy. All right, we need this mentality back. He's Debo. That's what we need back. And all the trust is going to go into Wilson, right? There's a lot of trust in Wilson. So it is, guys. Thank you for checking out Steeler Nation Australia and the AFC North check-in. I want to another big shout out to these guys from the AFC North Roundtable, who I'm working for at the moment. AFC North Roundtable, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, live. It's going to be a good show. I think we're talking about receivers. Yeah, we're talking about receivers. So I know that we have George Pickens. I know that we like our guys, but I'm going to go back and forth. I think we're pretty good. I think we're middle of the pack. All right, I think Calvin Austin will have a big year. We haven't seen Roman Wilson yet because he's injured. Van Jefferson, I think he's stepping up into his role, being a blocker, receiver. He did really well with the Rams, and he's stepping in his role to be a receiver too. Scotty Miller caught a nice pass. So these guys aren't like the main, pro football or fantasy football guys that the focus will put their money and names on, but they're our guys. And if they can step up and help Russell Wilson in times where they're third down or big plays, this could go a very long way to building the run game and play action pass. And play action pass would be key to go into tight ends too. So I'm also very, very excited about that. So make sure you guys join us and check us out on AFC North Roundtable. I'll put the link in the description below. 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's like Pittsburgh time. You guys know what's up. And it is my 8 a.m. Wake up, have a coffee, and talk some AFC North football each and every week. All righty, Steel Nation, that's it. I think we got a chance. You tell me there's a chance. Everyone starts at 0-0. They've got to play us. Why can't the Pittsburgh Steelers go and win the AFC North and have a chance in the playoffs? Playoffs, have a chance in the playoffs, and that's your best bet. Your best bet is to host a playoff game. I don't care if it's Dolphins or if it's Jaguars, whoever. Your best bet is to host a playoff game, win the AFC North, take care of business, and move to the next round. But we have one big season. Like this is not, we're not even started. We're still a few weeks away. We haven't even started yet. One big season, we're going to go on the journey, and I believe we have a chance to win the AFC North. And we all know the Browns have absolutely no chance. I'll see you guys later.